If you're new here, I'm Anna. Welcome to Heart and Hobby. As you know, we're going to be doing part 2 of our bullet journal for 2022 spread. In part 1, I showed you how I did my cover page, my goals page, and my quote page. So as you know, my theme this year is let them eat cake. And so I will be showing you today how I do my monthly spread and then also my spread for January. And if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you join me as I do continue my 2022 bullet journal journey. It's let them eat cake. There are gonna be so many fun, yummy, and delicious cover pages and spreads. I can't wait to show you. Comment below if you're new to bullet journaling or if you just want to say hi. I'm so happy to have you here today. Thanks guys, let's get into it.
Keeping in theme with our Let Them Eat Cake theme this year, I decided that my months at a glance were going to be cakes sitting on top of cake stands. As you can see here, I sketched out January. I'm including a little calendar at the top. So I put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the 31 days of January. I'm using my Copic marker 0.3, and I just liked it because it has a fine line. So what I'm doing is just putting in the calendar, and then I'm going to outline the entire cake and the cake stand. I like to keep this really simple. In this page, I'm going to include items like birthdays or important events, and I just thought this was kind of a fun way to have my months laid out in advance at the front of my bullet journal this year. I am going to save coloring it in after I show you my monthly spread for January, just because I don't want to give the surprise away for the theme. Don't worry, that is coming up in literally 2 seconds. You can see I kind of messed up the bottom of the cake stand, but it's okay. Like I said, I don't focus on perfection when I'm doing my bullet journal anymore.
Da-da-da! So as you can see, my cover page for January is a traditional galette d'oie, which is a king's cake from France. As you all know, I actually used to live in France for a number of years, and so I thought this was the perfect way to celebrate January. The king's cake is traditionally shared at Epiphany on January 6th, and it celebrates the arrival of the 3 wise men to Bethlehem. It is a puff pastry cake with almond paste. It is so yummy. It is literally one of the things that I miss most about living in France. We used to get this every year when I lived there, and it was so fun because it actually has a little charm hidden inside. In France, depending on the bakery where you get your cake, there will be a different type of charm inside. Traditionally, they used to be focused on the nativity scene, but nowadays there are tons of different charms you can get. I've even heard that some collectors go after some very sought after ones, so it's super cute. So right now I'm just coloring in my cake. For the base of the cake, I colored in with Tomboy 991. I also included a crown at the top. The crown I outlined in my Copic marker 0.3. The reason I included the crown is because they're actually served with the cake as well, so I thought that was just a really fun little addition to add to the page. Then I outlined my January in my black Copic marker in 0.5. Again, just some calligraphy, really simple. And again, just erasing my pencil mark underneath. So I decided that my cake didn't really look that finished, and I wanted to add a little bit more detail. So I went back with my Tomboy marker number 946, and I actually highlighted around the interior side of the cake. I thought this kind of gave it a nice detail, and again, when I finished this, I really didn't think it looked right. Like, it just kind of looked a little bit untidy, and so I actually went back and colored it all the way back in, and I thought this really looked a lot better with the original base color that I had drawn the cake out in. But you can see it has the pattern on top. This is actually making me so hungry, and it might have been a really bad idea to make cakes as the theme of my bullet journal this year, because now all I want to do is go eat cake. But this is really fun. I'm really enjoying it, and I really love the theme that I set for myself this year. It's really lighthearted and fun. As you know, I love both Marie Antoinette, which is what this is based off of, Let Them Eat Cake, and I love the Great British Bake Off. Maybe in a couple of years, when I'm a really brave baker, I will try to make this traditional French cake. But for right now, I think I'll just have to dream of the memories of eating it in Paris. For me, it didn't seem like the page was quite finished yet, so I actually went back and colored in the top of the crown a light blue. I used Tomboy marker 451, and here I just did the outline. I actually went back and finished that later. So here you can see I'm returning to my months at a glance page, and I'm just using the 2 colors that I used at my January lay spread cover page. So you can see I'm making a glass bottom for the cake stand, and then I'm just coloring in the edges of the cake with my Tomboy 991 and just kind of making it look like the little king cake. And then I go back and I add a little bit of the details with Copic Marker 946, just kind of to tie back to my cover page for January. Now my absolute favorite, I get to start with my January spread weekly layout, and I love starting in a blank bullet journal. It feels so clean, it's free, it's open, and there's so many endless possibilities. So as usual, I am doing my little calendar in the very top, and this just lets me keep track each week of where I am for the month. And honestly, it's always shocking how fast this little calendar changes. I cannot believe how fast time is going by. Here I'm using my Copic .05 pen because it is really fine and it's just giving me the nice little detail that I like to have without being too bold in the corner. And I decided for a little bit of flair, I was going to make it look kind of like a sticky note, and so you can see I left the top corner up. Now, using the main color from my cake, Tomboy 991 marker, I am doing the 2 outlines at the top of my page. So this spread I have been doing for a number of years, and I like to keep it pretty consistent. I find it really simple and easy. I can do a whole month in about 20 to 30 minutes depending on how quickly I'm rushing or how much time I have to do it. In the corner, I'm using my Copic .3 marker, and I am putting in my little goals envelope page. So I really like this in my corner. I think it's super cute. It always kind of reminds me of what my goals are either for the week or just kind of in general. And I just think it's a really cute little addition to the page. Then below I add my little sticky note, and again I like to make it look like this is taped in. I'm using my same Copic .3 pen, and basically I just use this as my little shopping list. And I like to have that because I am constantly going to the store, or I'm constantly having things that I need to buy for the baby or the family. And to kind of keep in theme, you can see that I also used, I drew the little corner upended on the shopping list as well. So on the back to my other side, I go back and draw my little notes section, and this is just a really simple little like couple of rectangles, and this is just like in case I have any notes I need to jot down for the week. So you can see I kind of like to keep things broken up into sections and kind of keep that theme of that little sticky note idea going, just because I think it adds a cute little detail to the page. Underneath, I am adding my tracker. I do love to track all the different habits and or goals that I'm trying to achieve each week. I think this is super helpful to keep yourself organized, and it's just a fun little way to see what you're really achieving versus what you think you're achieving. Now I'm going back and again using my main color 991 from Tomboy, I'm just putting in the days of the week. So going back, I am adding my tracker. So you can see here, I'm actually going to be adding gratitude, affirmation, prayer, and I include walk, exercise, swim. I like to include floss, mouthwash, dry brush, and then lastly, read, create, and ukulele. I also do a couple of things for my business as well that I include below. But I really love the tracker. It just really reminds you like to keep going and really like hold yourself accountable each week of what you're really achieving. So the last thing that I added was a little slice of cake, which is considered the share of God from the King's Cake. And this is either saved for God or for the first visitor who comes to your house. And you can see at the bottom right-hand corner of my journal, I actually leave an empty space. And this is just for anything that pops up during the week. I like to have a little bit of empty space there, just in case I need to add any last-minute items. This was really fun, you guys. Thank you so much for joining, and I can't wait to show you what else I have in store for this bullet journal. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. There are a couple more special spreads that I want to show you. I'll make sure to put up another part to my 2022 bullet journal setup. As you know, I like to kind of do this in a couple of different parts. I'd like to keep it as simple as possible for you because I know a lot of you live a lot of busy lives and you may not have a lot of time to dedicate to a project like this. And I know that I don't. I have a almost 5-month-old baby, and so it takes a lot of time to commit to a project like this, and I want to make it as simple as possible, not only for me, but also for you, especially if you're just getting started. So thank you so much for joining me today. Hit the subscribe button below, and I can't wait to see you guys next time.